Hi Professor Remy, this is Group 6 from Seminar 1. We are assigned to the database in New York and we assume the given plot of land is at Astoria. We recommend building a residential hotel in an economical range for this planned investment. The residential hotel will be located at 2910 Broadway, Astoria. It is situated between LaGuardia Airport, which fundamentally serves the domestic flights, and John F. Kennedy International Airport. Data have shown that the number of arrivals in New York City has been steadily increasing since the year 2010. In 2018, the city welcomed approximately 65 million travelers, where 79.1% were domestic travelers on leisure trips. Amongst the international travelers, New York City was most visited by travelers from United Kingdom, China, and Canada in 2018. From 2008, New York City saw a rapid growth in the accommodation business and eventually in other towns within New York City, reflecting a growing demand for accommodation. Like New York City, Astoria also saw a surge in demand for accommodation. Over the years in Astoria's booming lodging scene, apartments were the most popular accommodation type among the visitors, where it is represented by the blue dots seen in the heat map. Based on a heat map illustrated for Astoria, it is evident that the Airbnb market is saturated with apartments on top of other room types. Apartments top the list with a total of 4,193 records, with houses being second at 554 records. These show the ever-growing demand for apartments, which is proportionate to the increasing number of supply, as apartments secured the most number of bookings in the last 12 months. Despite having a large amount of listing, apartments have a high RevPAR and ADR, but the difference between the two metrics is minimal. Thus, we have chosen to model after apartments in a hotel, with the main aim of building a residential hotel on a plot of land you own, with it reaping additional benefits when compared to building apartments.
The average length of stay in Astoria's Airbnb lodging industry is dominated by service apartments at 12.7 days. However, service apartments have a nominal record of only 2 and thus was not focused on. As for apartments, the average length of stay is at 4.41 days based on a large number of records in the dataset. Hence, if we were to have more records, the average length of stay can be more accurately calculated. Nonetheless, apartments is among the top 20 of Astoria's Airbnb market. When comparing Astoria's apartments' monthly performance with that of New York City's hotels' performance, some disparities can be observed. It is important to highlight that the Astoria apartments data is lacking in December's data. January had the lowest demand in occupancy across New York City. Similarly, hotels in New York City observed a drop in ADR in February. Similar to that of New York City's key matrix, Astoria also observed the lowest demand in January with a drop in ADR in February. Nonetheless, Airbnb apartments saw an increase in all three aspects: RevPAR, ADR, and occupancy. This is likely due to the increase in summer leisure travels during that period, whereby Americans prefer to stay in apartments. STR's data was also further analyzed to decide on the size and scale of the property. It was identified that the mid-scale class hotels have an average of 113.9 rooms, making it an optimal amount for you, the owner, to build on your plot of land. Mid-scale class hotels also have an ADR similar to that of Airbnb's apartments, allowing for the demand to be captured from the Airbnb market to our residential hotel. We have also included an analysis of the possible competitors within the area and the competitor set pricing trend to better position the hotel's opening pricing strategy. This shows the residential hotel that we propose to build, R&R Residential Hotel, with the address and nature of the hotel, the number of rooms, ADR as priced according to our competitors, and the proposed opening. On top of understanding the market and demand of the industry to deem the most suitable hotel to build, it is crucial to understand the sustainability of the business. Being a superhost in terms of annual revenue has a clear advantage over those who are not, commanding a higher RevPAR, allowing them to earn 5 times more than non-superhosts. Hence, being a superhost would boost top-line performance. Based on the booking pace in NYC, the average booking pace for travelers in Astoria hovers at 66 days prior to their stay. This represents the optimal time between the booked and stay date to transmit marketing collaterals and incentivize travelers for booking conversion. So what are the factors that affect booking and superhost status? Firstly, the number of photos available affects a customer's purchase intention. After analysis, it was found that by showcasing 9 photos, it would be the ideal to garner most bookings. However, any number from 8 to 12 would have a positive impact. Secondly, will be the response rate of the host. The top 5 numbers have of hosts responding within 1 hour upon receiving an inquiry. The fast response can indicate an efficient experienced host likely to inculcate trust in guests that lead to booking. Thirdly, superhosts usually maintain a 4.8 overall rating. Ratings and reviews are seemingly more important in current times and something customers do research on before booking. So how do ratings affect number of bookings and prices to be set? The general trend is that the higher the ratings, the higher the bookings. However, at the ratings of 4.6 and 4.9, there are sharp drops in the booking as seen in the bottom graph. Why so? It is because at 4.6 and 4.9, the room prices are abnormally higher, which can deter people from booking. This shows that bookings are very multidimensional and good reviews alone are insufficient once you apply too high a price, because customers are not willing to accept your price and your bookings will be reduced. Lastly, we look into the impact of bookings by cancellation policies. It was found that most apartments follow a strict cancellation policy and it does not deter people from booking. Hence, it would be safe to set a strict policy that will not impair demand and at the same time protect the hotel from cancellations and potential revenue loss, safeguarding the hotel's interests. By now, the potential is evident with the correct demand and accommodation type, so do allow us to provide the costing of what it takes to build a residential hotel. There are four major costs for constructing a hotel: build and site improvement costs, furniture, fixture and equipment costs, pre-opening and working capital, as well as soft costs totaling to about 10.67 million investment. After identifying the cost, we will be sharing our 5-year projection on the expected occupancy, ADR, rooms revenue, and payback period. With the research done by the growing demand in Queensborough, we have projected our expected occupancy and average daily rate as well. With such a projection, it is expected to break even in 6.3 to 6 years and reap an annual EBITDA of 1.7 million. Hence, to conclude, it is apparent that this would be an investment worthy of your time. The demand is increasing and will continue to increase as Airbnb supply continues to fall. It will be advantageous to build your hotel while you can, especially before Queen passes a bill within the next decade to stop hotel development. With your investment in a residential hotel here, we are confident it will bring you great returns. Thank you, Professor Remy.